Hello, good afternoon. It's your high priestess, Jamila. Hello, hello, hello. So, what is the lesson of the day today? What is the lesson of the day today? The lesson of the day is that you don't have to kill your people. You don't have to destroy the people that you love, the houses, cars, etc. That's what I want to talk about today is people that get caught up with the spirit of materialism to the point where they feel as though they have to kill somebody or destroy the life of another for their inanimate objects. I want to talk about that today. People literally getting caught up in the spirit of materialism, which is also tightly knitted with the spirit of fear, to where you feel as though in order to maintain your lifestyle or in order to obtain the things in life that you want, for the things that even you need, you know. I think we all have had and faced some hard times, some harsh times. We have all faced some harsh times, especially in the past year. I think we all have. The one thing about me is that I don't believe in nor advocate sacrificing people or doing harm to other people, or feeling paranoid about other people, um, just so that you can obtain something. You don't have to do that. And I am living and breathing proof, even though I'm in a lot of pain right now, y'all. I'm in pain. I may have to take me some Tylenol today. Hey, Rochelle. Hey, Nyan. Hello. Um, some people get lost in the shuffle. Some people get lost along the way to where they become almost married to inanimate objects. And when you start to put objects before other people, this is when God will start to take those objects out of your life. And then the devil will come in and say, well, go ahead and kill this person for the things that you need. This is one of the reasons why my struggle has been real, because even when I moved into my house, the way that I manifested the money to put into, to moving into this house, the security deposit, the first and last month's rent, I didn't have to destroy the life of another. In fact, I stood my ground in love. God will take every damn thing away from you because he wants you to know what matters. And the holidays are extremely bittersweet for me right now because I felt like my mother did that to me. I felt like for some reason, some demon, some entity some demon or some entity walked up to my mother and said, "You can't have this beautiful home that she died in." She died in her home, and she died not even talking to her daughter. I would have loved to have heard from her and talked to her. I would have even apologized to her and said, "Mom, I love you." But instead, she died in her home because of that fucking fake ass spirit of materialism. And most of y'all are so wrapped up in y'all house payments and y'all car payments that you forget to love the people in your life. You forget about that. You think, "Oh, it's okay for me to throw this person under the bus when you don't even have to." I'd rather live in my humble abode and have love and happiness, and good health than to be wrapped up in who has the better house, who has the bigger TV, who has more, who has the latest technology, you know. Trust me, I learned that lesson just recently on what was more important, and I was greatly affected by people who are in chains with the spirit of materialism. It's a lot of people being affected by that. They lose sight of what is important, and you can't never do that. You gotta appreciate and love the people that are in your life. Otherwise you're just in love with. You ever hear women complain that they feel like they man love their car more than they love them? That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. I think it's very easy, especially for males, to get caught up in that. I'd rather know that the people that I love and care about are safe and sound than to give a damn about who has the bigger house. Or I'm more into character homes, even when cuz I do have plans to get a house built. I don't need to have granite countertops. Granite countertops are actually bad for your health anyway, from what I heard. I'd rather have a humble home that's built on love, that I can have fond memories in, that are actually real, that I'm actually experiencing real happiness, peace, and joy, than to just have more than the next person, or to be able to brag, about what I have. And, I'd rather live in a love shack. That's why people that don't value materialistic things, they tend to live longer. They tend to be happy. So many people are wrapped up in what they have, what the next person don't have. Whatever it is that I have, I'm gonna have it because it's a necessity. You know, I'm gonna have it because it's a necessity. That's just like the fact that I don't have a car. It's not that I can't afford to have a car. It's just that it's not a necessity. So why would I feel the need to pollute the air even more, knowing that it's not a necessity in my life? I don't work outside of my home. I work in my home. So I don't necessarily need a car. I'd love to be able to jump in my car and drive over to Disneyland and take the kids over there. I'd love to be able to do that, but Well, hell, Disneyland was shut down for months because of COVID. So it don't even matter. Nothing else matters in this world except for the people that you love. And God will test you. God will test you. I would never, ever, ever throw somebody under the bus that I love and care about for money. Not ever. And that demon is serious. That demon wants you to care more about objects. And people think that cars are animated because they run. No, they don't. This is the reason why your cars can break down at the drop of a hat. It's a battery. It's artificial intelligence. It's technology, but it's still artificial intelligence. So there's a lot of people that if something happens to their car, it feels like they're dying or something. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna die if I don't have that. I'm gonna die if I don't have this or that. It's the truth. Oh, SC, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, I don't care how big my house is or how expensive my sheets are, as long as I'm laying in them sheets with somebody that I love. I'd rather the people that I love be safe and happy. You know, like for example, if having cheap sheets on my bed means that everybody in my family is going to be safe and happy and healthy, I would do it. I would do it. I wouldn't care. But there's so many people that are hooked on materialism that they can't even appreciate a person that loves them. You don't have this, you don't have that. But love is priceless and it can never be replaced. The people that love you, you can never replace them with material stuff. Not ever. If somebody is being an obstacle in manifesting money, then I think you should take the time to say, well, what's going on with this person? Why do they have an issue with it? You know, I'm just trying to do me, trying to manifest the things that I want or need in life. But I don't think you should wish death on them. I don't think that they have to die. Death is final, it's very painful. There are a lot of people that would give up somebody that loves them for a status, for clout, just for clout. And it ain't worth it. It's not. It's not worth the people that love you and the people that are willing to sacrifice for you. If I knew that somebody was willing to sacrifice for me, I would give that person the world. I wouldn't think of that person as stupid. I would think this is God showing up in my life as a person that's telling me, please, you're caught up in these material things, these trips, these vacations, these fast cars. Who cares about that? What about love? What about real love? Real love can manifest everything that you want. But people lose sight, they get lied to. So many people are being lied to by demonic entities, especially even on here on YouTube. Even some of the spiritualists, they willing to, throw people under the bus just to, you know, I understand if somebody's being an obstacle, in manifesting the things that you need. But I mean, right now, my family, people need food. They do. You need food to live and to function so that you won't be sick and, dying um, of starvation. And so, being able to buy my family groceries, that's important to me. Being able to get the things that my children need. And I'm not too proud to say, hey, I'm a human being. We need love. We do. We all need love to live. You can't ever just have material things without love. Means nothing. It means nothing without love. It doesn't, And so that's why I've never been willing to do harm to people that I care about for a couple of dollars. But I've had plenty of people willing to throw me under the bus, and I've been hurt because of that. I've been hurt tremendously because of people that were willing to sacrifice me for a house, for a status, to say, oh, I was successful at that. You don't have to sacrifice people for success. You don't have to kill people for success. A lot of people like to look at nature and they like to compare human beings to nature, but we are very different from animals. We are not animals. We are human beings that walk on 2 feet. We don't walk on all fours. Animals depend on us. They do. Nature is supposed to teach you something. It ain't supposed to disconnect you from each other. And this is what is happening. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to leave YouTube, because I felt like it was too many people that just wanted to compete. And it's not about competing and competition. My company is not about competing with people or getting more clients. It's about helping people. I don't care if I had to live in a, you know, having a mansion and grandstanding, and those things are really not important. In fact, my house is very humble. My cabinets are weathered. I love it. I love my home. It's a character home. It's beautiful. And I just, man, being caught up in that materialism is really a trip. And people will hurt you. People will throw you under the bus for material objects that are decaying anyway. You know, as soon as you drive that car off the lot, it starts losing value. It's not valuable. It's not more important than the people that love you, the people that care about you, the people that were willing to sacrifice themselves to say, you know what, I'll earn less money just to have you in my life because I love you. I'll take less just because I love you. And it's real sad when you see people that don't see that, which is why I'm talking about this today. And it ain't just objects, It's indoctrinated beliefs. I can't love you because you have children, or I can't love you because you're a witch, or I can't love you because. Right. I'd rather have a loving home, exactly, instead of materialistic emptiness. Exactly. That's very well said. When the people in your life is looking at you saying, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this to me just so that you can say that you've got a mansion or something?" I'd rather have money saved up than to spend all my money on a mansion. And then let's face it, that people always want to say they better than somebody, but in reality, even if you're buying a house, you don't own that house. The bank owns the house. So why do people do that? I've had people do that to me, and just and they'll say all these things to me, and it's the spirit of materialism. It's so dumb. It's dumbed down. They'll say that to you, and it's like, what are you talking about? I love you. I love you no matter what it is that you have. Because a lot of us are very rich in wisdom, but we don't have much. That's why you can't judge somebody based upon what they have. And it's a lot of that going on YouTube, and it's very toxic. It's very toxic to the spirit. It makes it difficult to even manifest. This is fake. This is plastic. It doesn't make any sense for me to look at any man and say, "Oh, you don't have enough for me," when I know that man and woman can do anything with each other. But you got so many people wrapped up in that. I swear to God. And because I was gonna make an announcement yesterday that I was leaving YouTube and that y'all got to go to my website to get my readings, because this is very harsh and painful for me to see this, and all this back and forth with the spirit of materialism with men and women. Women saying, "Oh, well, a woman shouldn't date down, but a man can date down." What does that even mean? What is wrong with people? And people just don't get it. They'll go through hell and they'll come back with fake stuff. I was so disappointed. I'm not even going to mention her name. I was so disappointed because how can you, and it's not sitting well with me. See, this is the reason why, guys. I'm going to tell y'all something. The draw to the water is real for me. I would rather go and live in a double wide trailer by the lake than to be caught up in that materialistic crap that means nothing to nobody, not really. I would rather be surrounded by nature, because people are so messed up, and there's people, right? There's people that live good lives, that live in nice homes, and they're not caught up in that materialistic stuff. This is what makes them secure. This is what brings the security into their lives, because people that are hiding behind their material objects are the most insecure people ever. This is the reason why God stepped his foot out of the sky and said, "Jamila, we got you. Just learn that lesson and heal from that." It seemed like it's all over the place, too. It's just all over the place. So many confused people. Most of our society is confused about that. And they would choose a car or a house over people that they love. I'd rather go through the struggle. I'd rather struggle for the people that I love than to choose that, than to say, I'm going to throw you under the bus just so that I can say that I had more than you. This is what people are wrapped up in right now. And it's a mistake. And they don't listen, they don't get it. Have y'all ever seen that movie, American Beauty? So many spiritual lessons to learn from that movie. It just, I'd rather live a humble life with somebody that I love than to be grandstanding with somebody that is just empty, just hollowed out. You know what I'm saying? And you want to fill that person up with that love, but it doesn't work. They have to figure that out for themselves. You can't force them. There's no spell work that can make somebody appreciate somebody that loves them. That's a struggle that person has to go through. They have to learn that lesson and say, I can't keep hurting the people that I love so that I can say, oh, I'm I'm wealthy and successful, and I've got a perfect life, when in reality ain't nobody perfect except for God. Everything that God does, in my humble opinion, is perfect. You know, especially when stuff ain't real, when you can look at stuff and you can see that it ain't real, but then you'll fall for it and you'll go for it. You know, so don't do that to the people that love you, man. A lot of men and women are leaving people that love them for money, and they always learn the lesson. You're going to have a harsh lesson to learn when you, especially, we're not talking about necessarily what y'all think I'm talking about. We're not talking about necessarily, I mean, with your kids, you got to let them go. You got to let them go do what they're doing. I'm talking about love. I don't want to be with a man that has a mansion that doesn't truly love me. I'd rather be with a man that has near to nothing. I'd rather be with somebody that has nothing, nothing material, than to leave somebody that loves me for somebody that doesn't love me just because they have a bigger house or a brand new car. You know, and this is what, when you come to YouTube, I think people get lost in that. They get lost in that materialism. You know, they get lost. They do. So, and people that are lost in that, boy, they hurt you really bad. They can hurt you really, really bad. Just emotionally, mentally. It hurts when it's somebody that you truly love, and they'll sit up there and they'll say, "Oh, you ain't got enough for me," and you're garbage. You know, you don't mean nothing to me because you don't have this or you don't have that. Knowing damn well, they probably don't know. Well, we can build that together. Just I learned that lesson. I did. I learned that lesson. I've been hurt very much by that. Just Feel like you about to die. You just feel like when somebody hurts you that you love, you just feel like you just your heart is being ripped out of your fucking chest. You know, it's hurtful. It's okay to say that you hurt too, especially over here. But the one thing about me is that I'd never lose sight and go, oh I want to go and now I'm gonna try to cover up my pain with material shit. No. So yeah, that's the lesson of the day, guys. I want y'all to really, really think long and hard about that. And when you choose the path of not placing those things above the people that you love, the rewards that you get, like, because I'm tell y'all something, I was scared. I was scared, and it had nothing to do with proving something or what somebody thought of me. It had nothing to do with that. It was about the safety and the health of my family. And then, God stepped in and said, I got you, and but then on another token, still dealing with that spirit of materialism that is on YouTube. And it's so hurtful because it hurts God. And then people don't even understand that when you live in a house, you know how much earth had to go into that house? Do you even appreciate the trees that gave their life so that you could have these walls around you, this protection? And people, they take everything for granted in everybody. And being taken for granted, it hurts. But you know what? I'd rather feel that hurt and that reality of what we dealing with than to be caught up in something fake and to say I'm gonna avoid it and I'm gonna pretend that this is not what's happening around us in the world. I'm gonna pretend that this is not what's going on, that people are throwing themselves in the garbage. People are literally hurting people. They're hurting each other because of that. It's very hurtful. Hold on, y'all. It's I'm back. It's crippling. That spirit of materialism is crippling. When I upgraded into this house and when I felt that independence and that freedom, that I had to get knocked down, but when I got knocked down, I rose up. What was actually important. It's not about me saying to a man, oh, I can do this without you. But I had to do it. So it wasn't about that. And a lot of males don't understand that. All they understand is that spirit of materialism. That's all they understand. It's very disappointing. It's very disappointing. So I live in a very humble home. I live in a very My home is so powerful with love that I have nature. They want to come in my house all the time. That's okay though. You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing. And I hope that people actually heard what the hell I was saying right now. I want to say this to every man in my life. If I truly love you and There would be nobody that can walk up to me and say, well, I can give you this, this, and that. If I love you, I love you. Yeah, especially these men that, they try to replace objects with love. I'm sorry, they try to replace love with objects. That's just like when Christmas time comes. I'd rather you give me something from your heart than an expensive diamond ring. I don't care about that. I'm not a materialistic woman either. And so many of these men out here, they don't appreciate that. If you're not a woman that always got her hand out, they think you don't have respect for yourself. But for me, and I don't want a gift from you that comes from that place, because then that gift turns into a curse to me. I want you to give me that gift. I want you to do that for me just so that you can see me happy. Not just so I can say, oh well, this is expensive, and because it's only expensive because they made it expensive. uh anyway, materialism and being wealthy are two different things. Being materialistic and being wealthy is two different things. It's not the same. Materialism is not the same. It's not. It really ain't. And I can't deal with this toxic nature of people. This is just who I am. Sure, we can obtain things, but the foundation has to be love. If the foundation is not love, then it's nothing. You're standing on a very shaky ground that's getting ready to crumble and fall apart at any moment. And that's the reality of it. And some of us are going to live real lives, but then some of us are going to live this, a lot of people are going to live this fake existence that we're supposed to covet. And I don't covet that. I don't, you know, you know what I'm saying? All right, y'all, I gotta go. Oof. I'm gonna tell you something. If you're in your 30s or your 40s and you meet somebody that you want to build with, do it. Do it. It's that stupid, ignorant demon of fear, but the demon of fear is sometimes necessary in small doses. But it's that demon of materialism that is so evil, and it's ugly. It's ugly. You'll be walking around here a puppet for materialism, which means nothing. It's perfectly fine for you to meet somebody, fall in love with them, have plans together, and build together. If people don't believe in that, then don't try to get me wrapped up in that. A lot of people want to act as if, oh, well, I don't like Jamila because Jamila is speaking against what I stand for. But what you stand for is false. And I don't have to go along with these other women on here. To me, I don't have to go along with that. I don't have to go along with that. I don't have to be caught up in that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are. And this is one of the problems that people have with me. This is why I get spiritually attacked all the time because I don't fit in with that and I never will. And trust me, my life will be grand. It's not about grandiosity. It's about the love and the joy and the inner peace that you feel. So yeah, I'm judged all the time. Oh, look at that stupid bitch. Oh, she this, she that. Oh, look at that. Look at her. It's like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, nobody cares about love anymore. It's all about validation and shit. It's all about validation and it ain't just on YouTube. It's in real life. It's people. Some people live their real lives. You know what I'm saying? And I'll never change. You know, I'll never change who I am for anybody. That's why I'm okay with having, you know, 11 live viewers. I'm okay with that. I run a small business anyway. We a family business over here. Right, right. And I don't the only time I have a problem with people is when they lying on me. I can't stand being lied on. And that is not how I built my company at all. I did not build my company. I did not build Divine Service Apothecary by doing that to people. And I don't have to. And you know what? I don't believe in that one consciousness and all of that. No, because I don't want to be in a consciousness with a person like that. I'd rather be true to myself. I'd rather be true to my heart. I'd rather die. I'd rather die than to be some of these people that I see because I know how it feels to actually love somebody and to lose them and for them to be gone. And it's like you ain't gonna never see them again. I don't give a shit about none of that other stuff. So that's where we at. And it's very potent. It's very powerful what I'm talking about because materialism is not powerful. You know, it's not, it's the thought that counts. It is. It will always be. It will always be. Don't mean you got to be broke. You don't have to be materialistic to manifest money. You just have to have a heart to do it, you know? And people, and they just don't understand it. It's like they're standing in this gray area of bullshit. They just don't get. And that's how you're going to always eternally be broke. You're going to always be broke and broken. Mm-hmm. No, I definitely didn't have to sleep with somebody or be with somebody or none of that stuff. I didn't, you know, but it definitely broke me down to the point where, you know, I get what's important and you know, love is priceless. That's what's important. So that's why I ain't been on here because what we dealing with is the demon of materialism. If you get caught up with the demon of material and like a lot of people think, okay, when we because y'all know I work with chronic, right? He's not the demon of materialism. He's not. People are so confused about that. In fact, he healed me from that demon of materialism, factually, because it makes you feel like you're getting ready to turn into Stone. It makes you feel like you're about to turn into stone, literally. Scary. Yeah. Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. But I want to share with somebody that I love, but so many people are wrapped up in this materialistic crap. I'll take one of those 70s. When y'all remember the 70s show that those vans that I'll take one of them as long as it's running good. I don't need no brand new car. I don't need none of that stuff. Like it don't fit into the lifestyle that I want to live anyway. You know what I'm saying? It don't, because material objects change people. And you can't let money change you. Like you can have money, but you don't let it change you. Don't ever. You don't have to change who you are. I've made a lot of money in my business. It still didn't change me. I'm still the same person. I'm still the same person. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't made no millions of dollars. I make a very humble income. You know what I'm saying? And but it's just the point that I'm able to do that without harming other people, without taking advantage of other people, with an actual heart to help people. Because the other day I was feeling, oh my God, y'all don't even want to know. But that's because I'm standing alone. For some reason, I'm alone in this, and it's scary, and people don't want to support you in that because they scared. They scared to be honest. They scared to be loving. They're scared to do it because they're scared they're gonna lose something. Mm-hmm. They are. I agree. I agree. Deshaun Harris, you're very smart. Okay, guys, I gotta go. I love you guys. Peace and love to y'all. I'll see y'all later.